So no one packs a bag to go traveling without knowing where exactly they're going to go and travel. Do you pack a costume because you're expecting sunny weather? Or do you pack snow gear because you're heading for the mountains in the snow? You first decide where you're going. So many times when students are doing research, they come running to me with a title. It's like my kid coming to me and saying, is this item good enough for our holiday? And my question is, well, where are you going? What you need to decide first is what direction are you going? Where are you going? What is it that interests you? And the way that I find this out first is I read broadly. It's like a funnel. I'm very broad at the top end of the funnel. And so I have all my travel books out. I consider things that grab my attention, pictures or famous places or things I'd like to do. Over here I've discovered that South America has excellent beaches and really good surfing. Lovely nature things, so it's not just about going out surfing all day long, but also the family can enjoy waterfalls, etc. So my interest is drawn towards South America, and I want to go when it's summertime, when the sun is out and it's nice and warm. Now I can ignore all the other books. They've been helpful because I've been able to compare and contrast what it is that I'm looking for. But I can now ignore all the others. I'm not going to look at travel books about South Africa. I'm not going there. I'm going to South America. So I limit my search now to South America. I can ignore all the other literature. I'm getting more focused as I go down the funnel. The funnel becomes narrower. I become more focused. My research becomes narrower. Now that I look at South America, depending on my budget, depending on the amount of time I have available, these are the limits of my research. I might decide to visit a particular country, Costa Rica, Brazil, Peru. Once I've done that, I can then specifically just look at the literature or the work around Peru. And once I've done that, and having understood Peru as a country, I can now pack my bags. I can now come up with my research title. And I can now ask the questions specific to the context in order to make this research applicable, because I've read more broadly as I've started. If you want to, you can then broaden the analogy by thinking about your methodology, which is how I'm going to get there. Am I going to go by plane, by boat, swim, drive? These are my different kinds of methodologies, and all of those methodologies will give me a different kind of experience, which again, in terms of this analogy, will give you different kinds of data, which will enable me to then analyze this experience. So I hope the travel analogy helps in terms of how we approach research, how we get started, and then how we shape and formulate our process from here onwards. We must have a clear idea of where we are going before we can pack our bags.